Ricky Greenwell here, bringing you another makeup tutorial, and for today's makeup I'm going to be exploring Bruise makeup, and my model for today is Seth. To start my Bruise makeup off, I'm utilizing a stipple sponge with a plum tone. This is my deepest purple tone, in with my stipple. And next I'm going to bring in a flat brush that has a red tone, still in that purple shade, but something that has a little bit more of a blood red color. And I'm going to stipple that in to the under eye area as well as the curve of the eye. And I'm going to take that same color and stipple some of that on top of my purple shades. And here I'm just stamping some of that in with the red shades to mix in with my deeper plums. Now I'm just taking my ring finger and I'm tapping out the product. Here I'm kind of doing a couple things. I'm tapping the product and I'm blending as I'm working, and I'm trying to get that softness that happens, or the bleed that's going to happen underneath the skin. But I'm also not trying to get rid of all of my product because I need to see some of that broken capillary damage that happens when our skin gets bruised. Now I'm reinforcing some of those deeper purple shades with my stipple sponge, going in and tapping out a little bit more. And now I'm going in with a foundation brush underneath that eye area just to bring out that bloodshot quality that's going to be happening. Here I'm taking a makeup sponge and I'm removing a small section for a highlight, or creating that impact mark. What often happens to skin is it creates a little bit of a sweat area, so I'm kind of creating that the location or that point that is impacted most to my bruise. Now I'm taking a powder puff and I'm pressing some loose powder into the bruised area. One of the key things that you need to do is make sure that you're really setting these well, and this is going to help give that appearance. I'm looking for a little bit of a translucency to my application, and by doing this powder layer is actually setting it and making it look like the makeup is actually coming from the skin itself and not makeup. That's my objective in doing some injury work or bruise related work. And now I'm just adding a little bit of that sweat that could happen, just utilizing a little bit of castor oil in my brush to give me that highlight that the camera eye or that the audience will pick up from that impact location. Now I'm going to be moving on to an old style bruise. Here I'm going to be utilizing some shades of greens. There could be some yellows. We could get some brown tones that happen into an old bruise. So one of the things you need to ask yourself is my bruise a new bruise that's needing to take place, or am I looking for an old bruise? So I'm utilizing a foundation brush, utilizing kind of a green yellow tone. I have put some brown in there. Here's a little bit more of that brown red tone, creating that shape, that circular shape. At this point, your impact location is a little lost because time has taken over, reinforcing with some of those yellow tones. But the key here is still looking at that stipple effect that's coming into our skin that happens in bruising. Here I'm just adding a little bit of those green undertones. And now, same process, taking my ring finger, kind of trying to diffuse that, blend the product in, create some irregularity to my bruising while also trying to pull off the product so that it's not so much makeup sitting on the skin. Now I'm going in through with my powder puff, laying in some loose powder and just kind of making sure I'm pressing that into the skin. Here I'm trying to keep that translucency going, and I'm looking for that irregularity that needs to happen with any bruise shape. And here you have your finished old bruise alongside with your new bruise. I hope you learned something with me today. And remember, if you believe it's possible, you can make it possible.